It's still the new year, 2014, with a lot of expectations from the Nigerian economy. Thank you for joining us on Biz Inc. I am Bolaji Akinwale. On this edition of the program, we will continue our review of the 2013 economy as Abimbola Ashiru, the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry in Ogun State, talked to us about development in the economy. But before then, let's bring to you some business headlines for the week. The Nigeria Export-Import Bank has said low level of interbank funding, lack of established and robust fund for risk-bearing facilities, and the institution's self-standing share capital are major challenges hampering the operation of the bank. According to its Chief Executive Officer, Robert Oya, Nexim Bank required a minimum of 50 billion naira funding window from the Central Bank of Nigeria to enhance its intervention under the rediscount and refinancing facility. Mr. Oya revealed this in a presentation made to members of the House of Representatives Committee on Banking and Currency who visited the bank's headquarters in Abuja in performance of its oversight function. He also said that though the Nexim Act provided for the establishment of the Guarantee Fund and the Political Risk Fund to be funded by shareholders, the funds had not been established, thus imposing some limitations on the bank's risk-bearing operations. 25 billion naira share capital subscribed to by the Federal Ministry of Finance remained unpaid and had continued to limit the bank's capacity to support the non-oil export sector or the economy. The Al-Huda Center for Islamic Banking and Economics says Islamic finance is expected to grow rapidly worldwide in 2014 to reach $2 trillion, where the share of Islamic banking will be 78% of the whole industry, 16% to go for Sukuk, 4% for Islamic funds, 1% for the Takaful system, and 1% for Islamic microfinance. Islamic finance is seen as an alternative way of raising funds, especially because of its interest-free status.
We needed to do this conference to create and deepen the awareness, and also to bring stakeholders to identify the challenges and set the road forward.
Islamic economics is all about wealth creation and the benefit to the community at large. The ultimate objective is to ensure that anything that is introduced by the entrepreneur is done for the benefit of the community at large.
In Egypt, new rules are expected to be submitted to the Egyptian government in January to facilitate the issuance of sukuk. As a result of the Arab Spring, the Islamic finance industry is shrunk in some Middle East and North African countries. The Pakistan Center expected that Dubai and London will be the main contenders this year to be the global hub of Islamic banking and finance. And in Nigeria, the authorities have established an Islamic banking industry aimed at fast-tracking the financial inclusion strategies of the central bank. 2013 was certainly a remarkable year. Let's listen to Abimbola Ashiru as he reviews the year. First of all, I'd like you to review the economy for 2013.
2013 has been a year we have a lot of challenges and we have a lot of progress. A lot of innovation came in that year. You take, for example, the issue of import duty. We are talking about automotive, the car automotive plant that is being planned in Nigeria. You think, for example, look at Toyota cars. About over 25,000 are being imported into this country. But now that we are planning to have assembling plants in Nigeria, it will help us and it will reduce the pressure on our foreign reserve. For example, now Nissan, they've bought in Vaughan, and they are partnering with a local company. That will help us a lot, and it will create jobs for our people, and it will increase the foreign exchange earning, because by the time we start producing all those goods, all those cars in this country, assembling all those cars, our local contents, we are lucky that we are blessed with a lot of raw materials that will service those auto parts that the assembly plants that we are going to have in Nigeria. So 2013 has always been a very, look at the rate of exchange that's gone up because there's pressure on our foreign reserve. So it's a balanced year that we have our ups and we have our downs. So when you look at the economy, I didn't expect to see the range of $176 to a naira. Something is happening there. So that means there's so much pressure on our foreign reserve. And we should stop being a country that is importing. We should be export-dependent economy because we are blessed with a lot of raw materials that can be exported out of this country. So it has put a lot of pressure on our dollar. And that's the reason why, our foreign reserve rather, and that's the reason why the dollar rate has gone up as high as over 170 towards the end of this year.
When we look at government policies, in what ways have they helped to develop the economy?
Well, the few policies that have been introduced, I'm talking in terms of the Automotive Council about protecting, start assembling vehicles, cars in Nigeria, is going to help a lot. Then the focus on agriculture, cassava revolution, it has really helped. It has put food on the table for our farmers. Our farmers in the past have been forgotten because our focus was mainly on oil exportation, which is not right. But now, because agriculture has been the driver of the economy of this country before the advent of oil. So what I'm saying basically is that most of the policies that are being used to protect our local contents, for example, agriculture, automotive industries now, we are trying to look at how we can focus on that. And I will give you an example. Look at the support that the farmers are getting all over the country. Look at what that has done for us. Because the fertilizer before was like gold, but now it's been distributed because some of the policies has helped that we must give our farmers fertilizer to be able to produce good food. And things that have been brought into the country, to the states, from the north, to the south. I'm talking about trading alongside. But I give you an example. Look at Oyo State now. They've realized that they need to start growing their own products. Look at Ogun. Look at other states. Instead of going to the north, so that we can have enough food to take care of our environment. Then once we have enough, then we can start exporting those goods. And in the issue of automotive industries, the cars now, if we start assembling vehicles in Nigeria, it will help our economy. And those are the policies that have been brought in. But yes, it will come with mixed feelings. Because I will give you an example. Take, for example, South Africa. Automotive industry contributes to 7% of their GDP. It's smaller than Nigeria. South Africa is not as big as Nigeria. You can imagine if we now have automotive industry probably taking care of probably 12% of our GDP in Nigeria. It will grow the economy. It will help. And those are the policies that will come in to protect our own country, to protect our foreign reserve.
What challenges do you think that the government faced in its bid to drive these policies?
Yeah, because some of the stakeholders, they don't believe in it. They feel that, they need to be protected. I can tell you, look at the automotive assembling plant they're trying to look at in Nigeria. Some of the people importing vehicles into the country, they feel that, this will affect their own businesses. But we must stop being selfish. We must start thinking like everyone that, we need to grow this economy. Everybody must learn. We must contribute our quotas. There are a lot of sacrifices to be made. I agree with that. And some of the sacrifices are the fact that, yes, it will affect, probably dipping into some of because people that import vehicles into the country, but by the time a graduate comes out, and he starts working, after 1 or 2 years, he buys a car of 1 million naira, 1.2 million naira. It will help, it will enhance and encourage them that, this is a country that has, I remember those days when we were still young, our brothers, when they graduate, the cars are waiting for them. A brand new Peugeot was 4,800 naira then. Now we have PAN, they've started assembling vehicles now. Volkswagen of Nigeria, Nissan, they are coming into Nigeria.
So what went wrong in the automobile industry?
I will tell you, maybe I can tell you failure of government. I remember J. Allen in Ibadan. They used to have assembly vehicles, all those trucks. But when government could not protect the local thing because they reduced the duty free on those vehicles. But once a vehicle is being manufactured in Nigeria, you increase the duty of that particular vehicle. So it will encourage people to patronize made in Nigeria. Having said that, we must be able to start assembling vehicles that will cater and for everybody. For example, if you don't have enough things, it will force people to go out and bring in. But we must be able to start producing things, assembling things that will care. For example, if the record shows that over 25,000 Toyota vehicles have been imported into this country. So by the time the assembly power plant comes in and they start assembling those vehicles, we must be able to meet that demand of our people. So once we meet the demand of our people, it will be difficult for people to start importing vehicles into the country. So the point is that the stakeholders, the people that are involved, they don't want their business to be eroded. They don't want their profits to be eroded. So what they do is to come out as a pressure group to fight against it. But government must stand and convince everybody that, look, this is best for the country.